Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and I apologize for my froggy voice, but I'm getting over a cold or something, so sorry for that. I'm going to go ahead and bind my blank journal today, and I've done this a few times, so I'm not going to go into great detail. If you want to see a little more detail about this, you can see it on the Esther journal, where I bind it, and also on the Faith Journal where I bind it. But basically, I'm just going to cut a length of whatever, no certain amount. And I'm basically going to stitch through this cord, get all these lined up, and then stitch through them across the top, and then go across the bottom, and then I'll do a couple more in the middle. The key to this is to run your cord through the center of this cord. It holds everything in place and doesn't let these things slip. You don't want to get the needle on this side of the cord or too far towards the front, or it won't work well. Getting my pages lined up. As best I can. And then I will stitch this and probably do this and speed it up when I do the video. The other thing I have discovered before I do speed this up is that a small pair of pliers works wonders with this, because it is kind of tough to get the needle through sometimes, and these just pull it right through usually. So that's the easy way to do it. It may not look easy, but it's easy. So okay, so I'm lining up my cord so that it goes in the same place all the way across. Do a couple at a time. Also, forgot to mention, you need to tie a knot in the end. I usually do a double knot just to be extra safe. You want to pull it not super tight. You don't want to squinch it all up, but you want it to where they're round and close together, and then tie your knot. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is tie the knot on the inside. Okay, so I'm back and I finished binding it. I ended up doing 4 lines across. I think that should be plenty. And I did a few things off camera just because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I wanted to sit there and think about it. I didn't think you'd enjoy watching me think. So I'm just going to show you what the results of that were. Okay. So I glued a piece of this paper that I sprayed the coffee. I laid lace on some paper and sprayed coffee over it. Here's the scrap piece of it. So I just cut that out and glued there. And I made a title. I've been just not sure exactly what I was going to call this. Still not thrilled with this, but I'm going to use it for now. I might go back and replace it, but I'm calling it the 2022 Home Planner. Might as well glue that in, even if I do replace it. I think I'll just tack it in for now. I'm just really unsure about this, exactly how I want it to be used. Now, the thing is, this is not specific to 2022. This planner can be used for any year, period. There's nothing to limit it as far as dates or anything. So if I get through 2022, I can come back and, in theory, use it the next year and maybe just add to it. So I might be able to use it for 2 or 3 years. I'll come back to that, though. Let me show you what I did. So the way I'm thinking, I'm just going to do this in January, and I'm going to use it and see how it works for me, and I may tweak it. So I haven't put labels all through it, but I have pockets here to put any kind of notes or anything that come up in January. Here's my January checklist, which I haven't written out yet, but these are things that you have to do every year on the same month. So like, I don't know, I guess at tax time, the month before, you might say gather tax receipts. And actually, in January, I start to do that. And so that will be on January. Things like my fish pond, I have to pull the, UV filter thing out as soon as it freezes. So that would go back in, probably for Arkansas, I'd put it in October on that list just to remind myself not to let it go and not to forget about it. Anyway, so there's January checklist. So this will be things that'll be listed here that I want to make sure I get done. And then this is to write events that happen in January as they happen. So just a record for me to look back on. And then here are expenses. And these are like, not just expenses, but like home improvements, if we buy a new dishwasher or something like that. There's been several times when I've needed to go back and look, and I do have a log downstairs that I keep things like that in, but it's not nearly as cute as this. So anyway, so expenses, this has a little pocket here if I want to stick any kind of receipt or anything. I have receipts here also. I have travel on this page. So, wherever we go, we'll have a record of that. And then guests. So people who come down and stay with us, we're not really from here originally, so a lot of our family come and visit and our friends. So I want to make sure I write down when they come. And then these pockets, I haven't decided exactly what I'll use them for, but that's kind of my idea of the home planner. Now, I was debating because I also like to garden, and that would be a great thing to remind myself, like, I ordered bulbs. I ordered bulbs for the garden in August, and I forgot about them, and they showed up at the end of November, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. So I could have made myself a note, like bulbs are coming, and plan where you're going to put them, and so on and so forth. So there's things like that I think I can use this for if I use it for a garden. But what I'm thinking is, this is going to be all of the above. I'm going to do my gardening stuff. I'm going to do my fish pond, the home, travel, everything. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to keep that all in here. I've got another thing I was going to do, which is I have this trim that I've been wanting to use. And so I was thinking that I love the open spine, but I also love this. And so I think on this one, I am going to stitch this at the very top across here. I think it's just going to almost be perfect. So I'm going to stitch it or glue it. I can't decide. I think I might glue it. just the way I feel right now. I don't really feel like sewing. So I think I'm going to glue this, and I'm not going to put a title on this because I have this title page, and it's just going to sit around in the house, and I think this will be fine. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this for the blank planner, and I hope that you'd like to make one and that you can use it for whichever thing you need it for. It could be diet, could be exercise, could be your home like mine, whatever. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and if you like it, click the like button, think about subscribing, and I'll see you on the next journal. Bye-bye.